Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's December 2nd. My name is Amal. I am the lead analyst of the AlphaTrades community. Over the past several months, we have done a fantastic job at alerting our members of some very unique plays that have been occurring in the crypto space. And I've put out a lot of free content to do so as well, to let y'all know what kind of alpha is out there for you to see and what the world is really doing in terms of crypto and how you can take advantage of it for your educational purposes, for your analysis or investing purposes, right? I hope you guys have enjoyed our free content. And I do hope you keep enjoying our free content. So please do hit the thumbs up. And make sure y'all leave us a comment of different things that you want me to cover, anything specific you want me to look at. So today's video is once again going to be a free video just to let y'all know how grateful I am and how appreciative I am for all the people who watch our content from all over the world. It is truly fantastic to see everyone doing such amazing things in the crypto success. To see everybody involved and educated in all things related to crypto. We strive to be a crypto education community. We want to provide as much analysis in the space. Even recently, we actually wrote a pretty big article on GameFi and Metaverse. And it was all about just recognizing exactly what are the changing dynamics in the GameFi space, in the Metaverse space, and how you can do research and take advantage of that. Last month, when Mark Zuckerberg decided he wanted to rebrand his company from Facebook to Meta, this was a large decision and really an embrace of this new gaming and Metaverse arena. And when he did that, a lot of cryptos exploded, such as Sandbox and Mana. Even Axie Infinity did well, and a lot of gaming tokens did well. So we wrote up a big article to cover exactly how this could impact the near term. For example, as we head into 2022, are there things that you should be paying attention to? Are there play to earn games where you could possibly just play video games and make money? Are there any metaverse investments that I'm interested in that you should look at? It's all in here. None of it is financial advice, of course. Please do your own research. But we put in a lot of hard work into this article. So I do hope you check it out. It is on our Medium, on medium.com under the AlphaTrades, or you can find it under the Capital as well. But the AlphaTrades right here. All right. So let's get started today. Okay. First things first, I do want to mention one thing, which is we have had a 5K count challenge since the beginning of the year. If y'all are not familiar with our challenge, remember I started off with $5,000 at the beginning of January earlier this year, and now we're almost 12 months in to the completion of that challenge. And as of just yesterday, I think we've grown this account close to about 30,000. This was marked on November 30th. Obviously, price popped up a little bit more, but we're closer to about $30,500 or so. That's almost a 6x plus gain from the time we started this challenge. If you have not outperformed this challenge, or you're struggling with your trades, or you don't really know when to take profits, our community is the perfect community for you. And the reason I say that is because we are a very active community and we like to stay on top of things in terms of research and also just helping each other out as fellow community members, as fellow brothers and sisters. Okay, so I do hope y'all join our Advantage membership. It's on thealphatrades.com. You can hit the products page right here and join the membership for $97 a month. If $97 per month is something significant to you, then that means that in terms of trading or investing, you should probably not be trading as heavily. Because the fact of the matter is, in the crypto space, if you're trading on leverage with high amounts of money, more than likely you're taking too much risk. And even if it is a lot of risk, you're going to make some mistakes here and there, even if you do think that you're making some good money from just trading high leverage. More often than not, the market will always win. It will take back all the money that you made from leverage and probably your initial capital. And by the way, a lot of people have done that. People within our own community who started off with us at the beginning of the year, they were very happy to join this challenge. They ventured off on their own, decided to take excess risk. They then left our community and then they completely blew up their account. I know of exactly 3 people who did this. They thought that, well, we don't need this AlphaTrades community anymore. I know how to trade. I know how to use leverage, and they completely blew up their account. I'm sure a lot of you have also been there where you've been up a lot and then your whole account comes back to where your initial capital was, or you have to put in more money, or you lose all your money. It is a very tough area to be in. And trust me, we've all been there. You are not a great trader unless you've had significant setbacks like the ones that I'm discussing. But how you bounce back from those setbacks is what sets you apart from all the mediocre traders who are going to basically never really make a significant amount of money, to those that can learn from their mistakes and can triumph and can do something amazing going forward. And if you want to be a trader or an investor that really is in it for the long haul, you're in it for the marathon rather than the sprint, you gotta have a community to back you up. Why? Because you cannot do this game alone. This is not a sport where you can just venture off on your own. And once you go down a rabbit hole of mistakes, you don't know how to dig yourself out. This is why we keep each other in check. And I put out these videos 2 times a day just to analyze the markets. Crypto is a 24/7 market. When you join a paid community and they put out a video once every, I don't know, a week or 2 videos a week or something, that's not enough. In a 24/7 market, you need to stay on top of your game. And we are on top of our game. Okay, so make sure you go to the website, just check out the membership. Give this to yourself as a gift for Christmas. I promise you, you will not regret it, because the amount of information that we have in our community is phenomenal. You will truly stay busy because you should. This is not a market where you can just trade 1 or 2 hours of the day or not pay attention to what's happening in the surrounding areas of the ecosystems of the markets, or Twitter, or Reddit, or Medium, or Telegram. We keep track of all this stuff and we give it to you in a curated manner, in videos, in analysis like this. Here's our Bitcoin analysis. I put out charts literally every single day. You can go back several years and you'll find my charts relevant to every single day. Okay, all this stuff is what you get in the Advantage membership. All right, so I really do hope y'all join. Now, let's get to the analysis, because I do have some high time frame discussion points that I want to get into. First things first, what we're recognizing is BTC really struggling around this area to stay above this December monthly open, as well as this current weekly open. Why are the monthly markers and weekly markers important? Because from an algo perspective, when algos start to recognize when a month has turned, when a week has turned, this is a line in the sand for them. And especially for people who are trading with decent size, this is also a line in the sand for them as well. Because when you start breaking inside an open of the month, that means that there is a significant amount of sell pressure coming into the market to make sure that we don't have a positive month. Let me show you a perfect example. When you have November closing red, like this, like a doji, almost analogous to this, this is now the definition of a doji or a spinning top candle, which means at the very best from here, this is a pause. At the very worst, this is signaling a reversal. If it's signaling a reversal, we have to look for December to hit the key levels below. What are the key levels below? My most important marker is around 42,000, which is on a monthly level, it's a very important marker. On a daily level, there's obviously 50,000, which is a clear even number down here, right? On top of that, we have the VWAP yearly. VWAP is volume weighted average price. We often pay attention to this because it is very significant for price on a yearly basis in crypto. Okay, more often than not, this VWAP yearly is something of importance for us to recognize. If price is staying above it, that means there's some good amount of buyers still willing to bid above the volume weighted average price of the year. If price is below it, then that means that there's a lot of sellers waiting and willing to break this area. As of right now, we're above it. That's a great sign. If we bounce from it, even better, and even better in terms of a risk to reward perspective, if you can go long here in this particular area. Okay. Now the monthly, like I said, closed as a doji, right? Not really the greatest sign. But, okay, there's a little caveat to that. Caveat is that, well, we've had a few years in the past where November, if it's a red month, December is going to be a red month. Okay. But guess what? This data has not been tested all that much. There's only been 2 years out of the last like 7 or 8, and that's not a big sample size. Okay. So if November happens to be a negative month and December somehow is a positive month, then that means that we are gearing up for a huge move into January and February. Or December itself could be a huge move. And then January and February could also be positive move. Now, what I will say is, as we're stuck in this large sort of range, right, you can kind of see we're struggling to break above this previous all-time high. Here's the first time we came up to it, sold off. Second time we put in a higher high, sold off even further. In the Elliott wave perspective, this can be seen as a expanded flat correction. Here's how you can draw an Elliott wave here, where you could say, okay, if this is the beginning of the 1, 2, 3, 4, and if the 5 ended here, here's how you go about Elliott wave correction. Here's your A, your B, your C, which is your expanded flat. Okay, the C could still be in play. It could still be worked on right now. So we may have a deeper C. I don't know, because within the C, you may have another count like this: 1, 2. This could be your 3. This could be your 4. And this could be your end of your 5th, or we have another 5 wave, a big 5 wave coming down here. All right. I would figure this is the 5th down here because I see too much support in this particular area. I see the 100-day moving average, which is this yellow line that you see right here. I see that this is a trend line, ascending trend line that's supporting price right here. I also see 53.7K, this marker that came from here, also getting swept and price pushing up. And then also this descending trend line support right here, which is bouncing price. So you can see there's many reasons why this has to probably be a temporary bottom that was set. And from here, price, I would figure, gets up to 60,000, maybe 62, 63K. Now, I don't know what happens here. From here, do we rip up and head towards 70, 72,000? Or do we start nuking from here back towards 50K, back towards, 45K or something like that? I think the best risk to reward here in this particular area is to have a long bias, but it's to have a cautious long bias, because here's the thing. In my 5K account, in my main account, I've decided to start trimming my positions a little bit and taking some profit. Okay. In the 5K account, we do our challenge a little differently because I cannot take money off the exchange directly because the challenge is still in play, right? I'm still working towards the challenge. So whatever cash I have, say, for example, if I have Ethereum and Solana and some other spot positions in my 5K account, okay, I'm going to simply just move, 1/3 of the position into cash. Okay. I typically operate on FTX. So what I do is I just sit in USD. And when I sit in USD, I'm deciding and seeing, do I want to get back into the market? So let's just say, Solana, for example, right? Do I want to get back into the market, or do I just want to keep trimming at 228, 230, 240, 250, 260? Do I want to keep trimming on the way up? That's what I'm really deciding. Okay. Because I don't want to be fully in cash because it doesn't make sense. We're still in a very strong secular bull market, right? Things have not really changed for the worse just yet. I do think that there are headwinds that are causing a little bit of disruption. For example, lots of speculation happening in the NFT space, in the metaverse, land speculation space, right? People are buying things left and right, paying absurd amount of money just to buy, something in the digital world. This to me kind of screams almost bubble-like scenarios, but really nothing significant in my opinion. Okay. On top of that, then you have some things coming out of the Fed, which is Jay Powell is talking about quicker tapering. In the US, this is a very important factor when it comes to the Fed giving these signals. Jay Powell is also talking about Fed potentially looking at inflation as not transitory, but maybe a little bit more persistent and slightly permanent. This means that if inflation is an issue, then you have to start reducing your money supply. Money supply all has to do with interest rates, okay? If interest rates rise, then you're going to have a correction, a significant correction in the tech, growth stocks, and even crypto. But I don't see this happening, to be honest, at least not anytime soon, okay? So as of right now, you have these headwinds coming into the market, and then you have this COVID Omicron stuff. Maybe this is something, maybe it's nothing. We have no idea, right? But for the most part, we know that people are freaking out. The market itself is becoming a little bit detached from, reality, if you will, and it's spooking people. And when you see this kind of stuff spook people, you get some irrational selling in the market, right? You could see the NASDAQ itself starting to look a little bit toppy around here. But guess what? In the grand scheme of things, since October last year, we're in a very, very nice uptrend. We're sitting well above this trend line. So all in all, we can have even a little bit more of a correction, but we'd still be in a very nice uptrend in terms of these higher lows that you're seeing. So this is why even in the near term, if you do see sell-offs in the market, it's not the worst thing in the world. In fact, I would say that if you do get another big flush in the market, it's probably good for the overall health of the market. If you spook and scare a lot more people, right, you can have that money and those assets transferred to stronger hands, bigger funds, bigger institutional players. Okay, and those are the people who don't panic that easily. Right now, what I do see in the crypto space is probably a lot of open interest building. As you can see from this chart right here, this goes back almost 8 months. Open interest is currently at a high of about $47 billion. Back here in April, it was at the highs of 40 billion, but it sold off all the way down to 22 billion, right? So almost a 50% drop. So I was honestly expecting over the next few weeks for this open interest to drop. And that would mean that the overall market needs to drop too. And if that happens and we see, let's just say 20 to 30% correction, and even the open interest goes down by a significant amount, that could be a very, very good thing as a cleansing to the overall market. And then you would have some money, once again, start going into assets that are really good, that are really productive, that are not just, I don't know, hoping for a narrative or, creating some hopium in the crypto environment, right? That would be the ideal situation. Personally, the biggest assets that I still have on my radar, definitely Solana, definitely the L1s, such as Luna is up there for me. AVAX is another one that I have, okay, that I have at the top of my list. Other ones that I'm really paying attention to, right? Mana as well. I really want to focus on the metaverse side. Mana is a great one. Sand is another one, okay? These are the assets that I want to be paying attention to as we head into the new year, because you never know if the money will rotate away from some of these other assets that are not doing so well, right, into a more emerging trend in the market, which is GameFi and Metaverse. Okay. And talk a lot more about projects in this article that I wrote on Medium. Actually, I personally didn't write it. Our writer, Bradley, did. But either way, right, he's a very smart individual who understands the GameFi and Metaverse space. And together, we've kind of compiled a lot of data and research to write this article for everybody. Okay, for everybody to look at, for everybody to pay attention to. And I'm really fortunate to have such an amazing team to help kind of look at this stuff, because that's the other thing about having a community is you don't have to pay attention to every part of every project in every corner of the crypto space. When you have a community to do it, we discuss a lot of things that are happening. You know, for example, like people talking about in the NFT space, all the different things that are happening. We have a pretty busy chat when it comes to the NFT world. Okay. So for the most part, you know, we're a pretty active community in keeping up with everything. All right. So going back to the analysis, okay. I do believe that BTC should have a little bit of a pop in the market. I don't necessarily think that from here we need to nuke down further. I think we've probably done a good enough job here. You know, there's some good assets out there that are still underappreciated. I think Step is one. Okay, I'm a big fan of Step. Solana, definitely. Obviously, you know, Solana is a very well-known project. I think Luna and Rune themselves are definitely underappreciated projects in my opinion. Okay, CRV, Curve Finance, definitely underappreciated project. And there's a lot of other, you know, assets that I've kind of kept an eye on, right? Like Spell, if you are familiar with that. This one's, you know, obviously not doing great price-wise, but there's something about, you know, Spell being on the Ethereum and AVAX network that has really sparked sort of an ignition on people wanting to have staking and passive income opportunities. Same thing with Trader Joe, which is on the AVAX network. Right. If y'all are not familiar with Trader Joe, you can go to CoinGecko and check it out. Okay. We tested out all this stuff earlier on in the year. And the other cool thing is, you know, in the farming, staking, and lending channel, I had posted right around like August sometime, okay, about Trader Joe and wanting to check out the Avalanche ecosystem. Okay. And I made a video on it right here around the middle of August before AVAX really took off. And I talked about AVAX and Benki, Pangolin, Joe. And then we got lucky, not only in the fact that we made some great money from farming and, you know, pooling, but we also got a free $2,000 just because we used those networks. You got free 894 GB tokens. GB was like great bridging or something. And it was $2,000 worth. So a lot of our community members got free money. See, this is the thing that you have to keep in mind is you have to stay active in the crypto space to find these opportunities. And our community does a great job because when you have, you know, 50 to 100 people put their minds together to find all kinds of opportunities, well, then this is the kind of alpha that you get. Okay. So anyway, I don't mean to tout my community too much and hype it up, but it really is an amazing place to spend your time, learn or research. So I do hope y'all join, right? At least hit thumbs up on the video. I would really appreciate it. And if not, go to our AlphaTrades page, sign up for the Advantage membership. Okay. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. We see ETH bouncing back a little bit. That's good. Looks like the market has opened. So, so far so good, right? It looks like the market is opening up relatively positively right now, right at the open. But the last, you know, 2 days or so, the market opens strong, but then it sells off aggressively right into the afternoon hours. So just keep an eye on that just in case, you know, you don't get trapped like aggressively longing right now and then the market dumps on you. Okay. Just some things to keep in mind. All right. Total market cap, you know, once again, kind of sitting above this 2.58 trillion high. I do think that in this particular area, if you do start losing it, I was ideally thinking to come all the way down here to about the 2.1 trillion area. Okay, because here's the thing, right? Okay, here's how I'm looking at the market. If we look at this particular scenario right here of what happened with the head and shoulders building like this and then the sell-off, well, honestly, this may have another move like this and we may have another sell-off. We may not have it this aggressively. I really don't think we will, but it would be pretty cool if we did have it in a similar manner where price, pops up a little bit, grinds at the highs and then rolls over, right? That would be kind of a unique situation. So I'm looking at all the different scenarios. I'm definitely starting to de-risk a little bit as we get into the end of the year, take a little bit of profit. I don't know if you guys are thinking about taking profit or doing anything like that, but those are my thoughts on the market. Okay. All right, everybody. That's pretty much all I have. Do hit the thumbs up. Let me know also if you do find anything else you want me to pay attention to or look at. I know there's a ton of projects in crypto. I can't keep an eye on everything, but I'm sure someone in our community has paid attention to it or brought it to my attention. So come join our Discord. The link is below in the YouTube description. All right, y'all take care. Good luck to you in December. I hope y'all have some fantastic holidays. Come hang out with us in Discord and we'll talk soon. Cheers.